Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being with me today for meditation. You'll just take a nice deep breath. Knowing that's the breath of God that you're taking in. A few of us just returned from SOAR conference, and the title was The Newness of Now, Retreat, Renew, and Reconnect. We were in a Silmar by the ocean on sacred land, and it was beautiful. We're in the now, we're looking for the new, and we know that as we evolve, our support, our guide is God, Spirit, and it's always with us inside, always. When we talk about retreat, renew, and reconnect, it brings back the thought. God is with us all the time. God is our source. Think on that. As we traveled across the country, the differences in the countryside was amazing. God had a plan, and it was a great plan. We enjoyed all of the different sceneries, and just amazed at how beautiful it was. Some was trees, some was farming, some was just beauty. The universe, our home. We live in the now. And the now is really the only thing we have. We learn from yesterday, we look forward to tomorrow, but we live for now, in this moment. At the retreat, we talked a lot about renewal. We talked about purpose, and we talked about passion. And we listened to the great speakers about their renewal and renewing their passion and their purpose. Think on that, our passion and purpose. We can listen to the words of God, we can hear them, and then we can speak them. Our purpose and our passion. One of the sessions was on imperfection. And we talked about how God is perfect, whole, and complete. Spirit, we are. But we also have imperfections, but that's part of the whole. It made a lot of sense. We are part of that whole, perfect and complete. And we also know we live in our minds, and our minds are complete. Just have to realize that God is our source. We are part of God. God is us in disguise. So as we reconnect, we think about our purpose, our passion, and the now. The newness in the now, and how we have evolved, and how we will continue to evolve. Be at peace and ease. And thank you for joining me in meditation. Our service will begin at 10 o'clock.
Power of now is always present, nowhere to be than where you are. The power of now flows oh so gracefully. The power of now is always perfect, nothing to be than who you are. The power of now flows oh so easily. Be willing to let everything you think you need to know. Oh, be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. For everything goes away. Let everything wash away. The power of now. The power of now is ever flowing, connecting the soul to the world. The power of now unfolds so peacefully. Be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. Oh, be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. For everything goes away. Let everything wash away. The power of now. The power of now. The power of now. The power of now.
I take one step, then I take two more. I don't like leaving home and it hurts when I close the door. Well, I begin to lose touch with everything. 4 wheels and 6 strings. Hope they can relate to the message I hope to bring. This is my dominion to knock down division. Hope to wipe eyes with the sound, bring vision. Negatives and positives, they all add up. I feel like it's always down, enough. Every single scar in every situation helped to put me here and I arrived at my station. Blessed to feel the stress and be certain I'll survive. Blessed to take each breath, blessed to be alive. From the lowest of the lows to the ecstatic bliss, I know one thing and this is it, that I was made for this. I was made for this. To get the message right, every night I recite, pick apart the message that I took the time to write. Some don't pay attention and I start to overthink all my words, and then I struggle, then I start to sink into the song, close my eyes and I'm floating. Listen to the music, yes, it's poetry in motion. Back to reality, say yes, I'm really here. But do they really listen and do they really hear? One can only hope that this is not all in vain. And when I start to slip, refrain. Every single scar in every situation helped to put me here and I arrived at my station. Blessed to feel the stress and be certain I'll survive. Blessed to take each breath, blessed to be alive. From the lowest of the lows to the ecstatic bliss, I know one thing and this is it, that I was made for this. That I was made for this. All are called to learn, fewer chose to lead. Spend my days in purgatory, somewhere in between. Keep my heart open to accept and receive everything the Spirit has to teach that I need. From how to speak and how to sing, how to rally family and make this collective voice ring. Well, I give up, give in, and I stay in surrender. I am only man, I am only sender. I am only you, you are only me. We are only one, we are only we. And if I got the message wrong, I send apologies. But when I close my eyes, I see every single scar in every situation. Help to put me here when I arrived at my station. Blessed to feel the stress and be certain I'll survive. Blessed to take each breath, blessed to be alive. From the lowest of the lows to the ecstatic bliss, I know one thing, and this is it, that I was made for this. I was made.
One night to be confused, one night to speed up truth. We had a promise made, 4 hands and then away, both under influence. We had Evonne said to know what to say. Mind is a razor blade to call for hands of above, to lean on. Would it be good enough for me now? One night of magic rush, the start a simple touch. One night to push and scream, and then relief. 10 days of perfect tunes, the colors red and blue. We had a promise made, we were in love. To call for hands of above, to lean on. Wouldn't be good enough for me now. To call for hands of above, to lean on. Wouldn't be good enough. And you knew the hand of the devil, and you kept us awake with false teeth, sharing different heartbeats in one life. To call for hands of above, to lean on. Would it be good enough for me now? To call for hands of above, to lean on. Would it be good enough?
He's release.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. I'll give everybody a second. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
There we go. A little participation. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont. We're going to start off our service with our Song of the Month by Yes by Amy Steinberg.
I say yes to the goodness. I say yes to love. I say yes to abundance raining down from up above. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes to forgiveness. I say yes to God. I say yes to the moment bringing me such positive thoughts. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. No to the darkness, no to the fear, no to the voices that scream about despair. I say yes to the glory, yes to the light, yes to the voices that sing out with light. They're saying yes, they're saying yes, they're saying yes. I say yes to surrender. I say yes to grace. I say yes to the beloved looking back at me when we're face to face. I say yes to acceptance. I say yes to faith. I say yes to the lessons I'm learning how to grow through all the pain. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. No to the darkness, no to the fear, no to the voices that scream about despair. I say yes to the glory, yes to the light, yes I wanna be is a happy girl.
All right. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont. Thanks for saying yes to being here. Hey, look around you, make eye contact with somebody and say, good morning. Thank you for saying yes. If this is your first time here with us, thank you for being brave and trying out something new. There is a blue packet in the back on the back table by the door that tells you all about us and what we believe and what we do and what we're all about. So feel free to take one before you leave. There's also a little information sheet there if you'd like to give us your information and stay in contact. If you're here online for the first time, welcome for being brave and trying out something new. You can feel free to put your name in the chat. Let us know that you're here for the first time, and welcome for joining us. We always like to start off our service by reaffirming and affirming who we are and who we're choosing to be. So let's read our statements, our vision statement together with all the joy that we have. Ready? CSLB is an inclusive and transformative community of spiritual practice. Thank you, Vanna White. That was an enlightening experience. I am lighting our memorial candle and our candle this morning in honor of all those who have been affected by the fires in Hawaii this week. I'm sure that you join me in sending our lights and love to everybody who's been affected to that tragedy this week. And we know that in the midst of it all, God is there.
Good morning. I'm Evonne Fowler, and I'm a practitioner here for today and also a board member. And I just wanted to tell you about that music. We were at a Silmar this past week, quite a few of us, in fact 6 of us, and the music just got you up and wanted you to dance and move around, and it was so meaningful. It was wonderful. That was Denise. She was there, and she led the music team, so it was great. So I'd like you to make sure you silenced your phone, okay, so that we can have a nice, peaceful service. The other practitioners and I will be available over here on the side of the sanctuary, and if you need any prayer and just don't want to have anything bothering you when you go home or leave here, just come over and talk to one of us and we'll do a short prayer treatment for you. Now, please allow the music to take you into the silence by this morning. Okay?
Turn it over, I surrender, I let go of my fear, I release, and I remember your love is always here. Use all of me. Use all of me, all of me, God, use all of me, all my gifts, all my wounds, God, I give it all to you. You turn it over, I surrender, I let go of my fear, I release and I remember your love is always here. Use all of me, God, use all of me. Take my life, take my dreams, take my lies, take everything. Use all of me. Use all of me for good, for good, for good.
Use all of me. Michael Goff is one of our musicians that leads our music. If you hear those words, he talks about surrender and let God use all of me. And as we surrender, we're not giving up, but we're giving up for fear. And we know that God is with us at all times, guiding us and supporting us. And I know that's true all the time. And as we are here today in this sanctuary, and we're here to get our spiritual sustenance, I know that all is well. I know that we will bless the congregation here and on Zoom, and also the musicians that give us the beautiful music that enhances our service, and all of those who are here to help, the ushers, the greeters, the kitchen angels. We're all here for each other. We are all one. And thank goodness that we have our wonderful minister in training, Neil, to give us the message today. It's something that we can cherish and bring home and use. It's all what we need to hear. I know this is so. I release it unto the law, and I release it. Let it go. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Dorothy Cole, and I serve on the Board of Trustees as well. So, good morning to you. We're all in our places with sunshine in faces. Oh, this is the way to start a new day. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. The announcements. Next Sunday, August 20th, we are planning a special potluck, and it's entitled Pretend It's a Picnic in the Park Potluck. It's going to be held here in Carter Hall, and everyone is invited to bring something that we would generally bring to a picnic in the park. So talk with Emmy for more information. She does have a sign-up sheet available for us to sign up today. Okay? During Sunday, during that potluck now, we're also going to celebrate Reverend Carey's and Neil's August birthdays. So it's going to be quite a fun day. Then on Monday, August the 21st, at 3:30, A book study will begin at the home of Evonne Fowler. The book is The Magic of Surrender, Finding the Courage to Let Go. The sign-up sheet is at the information station to my right here. So contact Evonne for more information, and please read chapters 1 through 3 prior to the meeting so that we can be prepared to discuss those particular chapters, okay? Now, while you're signing up for this particular book study, you can also sign up for the new member class that's going to provide you more information about our center and our teachings. It's going to be held on September 16th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and a light lunch will be provided. Then we have a new class, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. That begins on September 23rd from 10 a.m. to 12:30. It is a hybrid class that's being held in person and on Zoom. We will be talking about improving our relationships, our health, and our finances by using the teachings of Science of Mind. Everyone is welcome. If you're interested, please contact Reverend Carey for more information. And we also have a sign-up sheet today at the information station. And then we have our Tea for Two fundraiser. It's set to happen on September 21st. And that's going to be here in Carter Hall from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. See Emmy for further details. Now, I'd like to read a thank you that we received. And the thank you reads, Dear CSL, thank you for being our house of worship for many years. As of June, I have moved to South Ontario and can no longer make the drive. Please accept my contribution to fulfill my 2023 pledge. Please continue to be a community with the mission to offer enlightenment in a beautiful spiritual practice. May your family grow. Love, Ralph Silva. Isn't that beautiful? And also, I believe, in care of Joe is what it's saying. And that's it for the announcements. Thank you. Enjoy the service.
I believe that means it's my turn. I will introduce myself since we don't introduce our artist anymore. Gonna have to build that back into it. I'm Adrian Madden. I'm one of the practitioners here, and I'm also the music director. So I'm into music. Let it go. Let it roll right off your shoulder, don't you know? The hardest part is over, let it in. Let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain. Let it slide,
Let your troubles fall behind you. I don't mind a thing till you feel it all around you, and I don't mind if it's me you need to turn to. We'll get by. It's the heart that really matters in the end, 'cause our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours, these small hours still remain. All of my regrets will wash away somehow, but I cannot forget the way I feel right now. In these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Yeah, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away in these small hours, these small hours where they still remain. Oh, they still remain. These little wonders, all these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away in these small hours. These little wonders still remain.
So I realized in all that I never introduced me. I'm Neil, the nearly Reverend Neil. Been at it for 4 years. I'm almost done. I'm a practitioner here and ministerial students, and I'm glad to be here this morning with you. Our CSL theme for the year is Living Out Loud, and our theme for this month has been about passion and purpose. I haven't been here in a couple of weeks because, in case you didn't know, I teach 4th grade in my normal job when I'm not wearing my minister hat. And this was the first week of school. And so I've been spending the last 2 weeks getting my classroom ready and doing all those fun things. The first 2 weeks of school are a little like boot camp. It's a lot of work. And then the fun starts. So I'm looking forward to a great school year. I was trying to think of like a funny story from my students, but it's only been 2 days and they're still in their like timid, we're not going to talk phase. So I'll have to get back to you on that one. I owe you a funny student story. So I was thinking about this topic this week, thinking about this idea of percolating your passion with purpose, of course, which appeals to me because I love coffee, but who uses a percolator anymore? Does anybody even know what that is anymore? I actually have a student teacher this year, so that's going to be a fun new experience for me. Paying it forward to all the wonderful master teachers who taught me to be the great teacher that I am and put up with me when I didn't know what I was doing. And so she's an intern. She's basically learning how to be a teacher, and I was relating to her this idea that kind of goes around education circles, that education is really great, but it's got good news is that it matters. Right? Teaching matters. The bad news is that it matters every day. Every moment of every day that I'm in that classroom or teachers are in the classroom, it matters. And that is true about our teaching as well. It's also true about us. Each one of us matters, unless you're energy, which none of us are, because we're all made up of matter. So guess what? You matter, otherwise you wouldn't be here. The infinite intelligence that we call spirit or God or whatever name that you want to give it, so needed your presence to feel your experience of being matter that it created you. You have that special blend of unique abilities and talents and passions and the way that you show up in the world that makes you, you. And we co-create our lives. We co-create with Spirit. So if it wasn't for you, there would be no co-creation with God. Spirit needs you to show up just as you are, doing what you know how to do, this thing that we call living, to create this tapestry and adventure that we call life. The author Richard Bach, who is probably most famously known for writing a book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Anybody remember that classic? It's one of the first, probably one of the mainstream metaphysical books that was out there. He says, here's the test to find whether your mission on earth is finished. If you're alive, it isn't. It's a pretty easy test. It's only the first week of school. Don't worry, it gets harder. The good news is you matter. You have a mission here on earth. It doesn't matter if you're retired, if you're older or richer or more senior or more junior, you're rich or you're poor. The universe needs you to show up in your unique place in the tapestry of life. And only you can do it. Now, I'm a mind reader, so I can hear some of you. I can already hear you saying, been there, done that, it's someone else's turn. But Richard Bach has another quote from Jonathan Livingston Seagull that goes like this: you can achieve a goal, and you never really achieve your purpose because your purpose is ongoing. It never stops. The challenge is that you matter every day. And the bad news is you matter every day. Maybe your whole purpose today is just to make contact with that one person who needs to hear those kind words that only you can say. They need you to encourage them in a way that only you can do it. The bad news is that what you don't do also matters. If you don't say those kind words, those encouraging words, it matters. The things you don't do also matter. Those unkind words that you say matter. Those opportunities to help out that you maybe don't take the opportunity to help, they matter. Everything that you do and everything that you don't do matters. But like teaching, you don't always see the effects of what you do. Teaching's hard sometimes because you don't always get to see the end result. You kind of have to surrender and trust that you're making a difference. And that's not always easy. You don't always see the finished product or the effect that you have years and years from now. But what you say and what you do matters. You are a conduit through Spirit through which you are holding that paintbrush. You are the creative element of Spirit. And without you holding that paintbrush, the painting of life would somehow be just a little bit incomplete. Last week, Reverend Carey talked about reclaiming the joy and the passion, that sense of possibility that we had when we were kids. That maybe we put down because someone said that it wasn't a good purpose or we weren't good enough to do it. But how else can we know what is ours to do? And guess what? It changes throughout our lives. So it's always a good practice to check in and think about what is my purpose now? Has it changed? Sometimes we have conflict and drama in our lives because we're still living an old life purpose that doesn't fit us anymore. Has that ever happened to you? You keep doing something because it's what you've always done, but it's not yours to do anymore. So sometimes it's about reevaluating your purpose in life, your mission here on earth. So I have 4 ways to percolate your passions with purpose. And since we're on the theme of P's this morning, they are problems, passions, people, and prayer. 4 ways to percolate and know what your mission is here on earth. Problems, passions, people, and prayer. So the first one is problems. And I think for me this week, this was the most important one. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, was always fond of saying that life is a mirror that reflects back to you what you put into it. Or we often say, if you see it, it's because it's in you, right? Like we always say, like, if someone's annoying you, we always talk about, like, if whatever it is that's annoying you about them is true because it's probably annoying you about yourself, right? This idea that what's out there in life is reflecting back to us something. So what if you have a problem or you see a problem in your life and it really bugs you? What if that's Spirit's way of inviting you to a purpose? If it bothers you that much, are you part of the problem? Are you part of the solution? If it's bothering you, it might be because it's resonating with something within you that is a new purpose for you. Anais Nin said, "We don't see the world as it is, we see it as we are." And so we look at that idea that if you see it out there in the world, maybe it's placing a purpose in front of you. It's like a person driving down the street, and she notices that there's trash all along the side of the street. And she says to her friend, "Oh, I can't believe that people just leave their trash all over the place. It's disgusting. I can't believe people do that." And her friend says, "Well, we could go for a walk tomorrow and pick up trash." And she says, "Oh, that's somebody else's job." Right? If it bothers you, be part of the solution. It's easy, even in spiritual community, to point out the problems. It's hard to be part of the solution. It takes courage and integrity to turn problems into purpose and into possibility. I have several times this week been reminded of a favorite writing from Theodore Roosevelt. And for those of you that might know it, it's called The Arena. And he says this: "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man or woman who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds." It is not the critic who counts. It is the doer of deeds. And I'm just as guilty sometimes about sitting back and complaining about things that I'm not helping to solve. It's easy to criticize a minister or a practitioner for not doing things the way that you think they should be done. It's hard to go to ministry school. It's hard to spend years in practitioner training, practitioner licensing, and practitioner panels. It's easy to criticize. It's harder to do the work. It's easy to criticize anybody in our lives who we look out there and see is doing the work. But are we part of the solution? It's easy to blame the educational system for the failings of our society. It's hard to stand up in front of a room of 32 10-year-olds. Let me tell you. It's easy to criticize police and firefighters for what you see as their lacks and their limitations. It's hard to be the person who runs into the building when it's on fire. It's hard to be the person who runs towards the gunfire and not away from it. It's easy to criticize. And sometimes we forget that we are here to be part of the solution. It is not the critic who counts. It is the person in the arena trying their best. Are they perfect? No. But they're doing the work, and they're showing up. So we have this opportunity to look at the problems in our lives and think about, how can I be a solution to that problem? Or I can take the easy way out and just complain about it. The second way to percolate your purpose, I'm all into P's today, is to think about those things that bring you joy. Reverend Carey talked a little bit about this last week. You have within you the seed of joy and happiness. Whatever it is that brings you joy is there for a reason. It's not just a passion. It might also be a calling. And that changes throughout your life. If it brings you joy, you might be living in alignment with your purpose. I never set out to be a teacher, but I realized that I find great joy in seeing the light bulb come on in people's faces. I love the light bulb moment, whether I'm teaching a 10-year-old, 4th grade, fractions, or teaching adults spiritual principles. I find great joy in having those light bulbs go on. Either that or I should have been an electrician. Those light bulb moments, that is enlightenment. What brings you joy, and how can you use it to make the world a better place? And here's the amazing thing. We all find joy in different things. Some people love to clean and organize. That is their passion. Some people love to teach classes and stand up here and talk. Some people love to cook and plan events. I always think of Emmy when I think about that topic, because she has definitely found her joy in hospitality, food, and events. That is her uniqueness and her spirit and her passion that she definitely has tapped into her purpose. That is definitely not my joy. That's not mine to do. But I am infinitely grateful that she has tapped into that purpose and that I get the benefits of that. So what is your passion? What is your purpose? What are you good at? Even if it's crocheting or knitting or gardening or painting or singing, how do you use your passion to make the world a better place? If nothing else, what you do matters. How you show up in the world and make it a better place. The third way to percolate your passion is through people. And the reason I thought of this was because in ministerial school, we did this activity where we were supposed to list the 5 or 6 people that most inspired us, or who we looked up to, people that inspire us and that we admire. And we had to write a list of all the qualities of that person, the people that we admired. And where they overlap can help you reveal your purpose. When you look at people who inspire you and who admire you, what do those people have in common? Because the truth is that they resonate with you because of something within yourself. There's something within you that resonates with those qualities. Maybe that is your purpose. Take a moment to think about the people who inspire you, who you admire and look up to. Do they share any qualities in common? And how can you express those qualities in your life? I remember the first time that I ever sat in a practitioner session, and I was just amazed, blown away by the tangible feeling of consciousness that I got from that person. And I said, I resonate with that. Maybe that's my purpose. And here I am today. So there you go. The fourth way that you can percolate your passion is through prayer. Now, I probably should have said visioning, but it didn't go with my whole P thing. So I said prayer. So what I mean by that is going within and simply asking Spirit or the universe or God or love or whatever you want to call it, how you might show up today. Before you even get out of bed, setting that intention about how can I show up today? To go within and listen, to be still and ask, what is mine to do? What is mine to do? And sometimes you may not always be thrilled with the answer. But I promise you, because I have done this many times, that even if you don't see the results right in that moment, it might be 5 or 10 years from now where you say, oh, I'm so glad I did that because of this. But because I listened to that still small voice that said, here's something for you to do, I did it, not knowing what the outcome would be, but trusting and surrendering that there was a reason why I was supposed to do it, even if I didn't know it in that moment. One time when I did that was when Spirit said, hey, go be a minister. And I said, nah, you've got to be kidding. That's funny, God. And God said, no, really, go to ministerial school. I said, you're hilarious. Why would I want to do that? I'm an overachieving introvert who hates to be the center of attention. And here I am in the spotlight. But I'm willing to trust and surrender and know that there's a purpose for why I'm up here and why I do the things that I do, why I show up in the ways of service that I do. And I trust that what I do matters, no matter what some critics might say from time to time. Because it's not the critic that matters. It's the fact that I'm listening to that still small voice within me that says, this is yours to do. And those critics can be subtle and not so subtle from time to time. In her book, Living a Committed Life, the author Lynn Twist says, a commitment larger than your own wants and needs your own wants and needs. Let me start that over. A commitment larger than your own wants and needs lifts you out of the landscape of your circumstances and personal desires. It lifts you out of your day-to-day moods, irritations, and upsets about things not going your way. It pulls you out of that smallness and elevates you to a place where you find the strength and courage to generate your life out of possibility and generosity. A commitment larger than your own wants and needs. I believe that no matter where you are on your journey in life, we are all called to live a larger life. A life beyond our own self-centeredness, our ego, and our day-to-day details. Tapping into your purpose opens you up to the energy flow and inspiration and joy, and allows life to flow through you. We are all connected in one whole. And what you say and what you do and what you be matters. What affects one of us affects all of us. Joel Goldsmith says, talking about the Christian Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, you read about a creator who created man and women in its image and likeness, who created the stars and the suns and the moons and the oceans and the fish therein. And you'll realize that even the fish were created for a purpose. Everything on the face of this globe was created for a purpose, a divine purpose. And then you'll see how we come into relationship with each other, because now we do not treat each other just as human beings. Now we look upon each other and say, just think, the same Spirit that created me for some divine purpose has created you for some divine purpose. So this week, I invite you to find purpose in what you do. Look at the problems around you and ask, how can I help? Look at the passions and joys that you can use to make the world a better place. Look at the people you admire and allow them to inspire you. And lastly, go within and allow Spirit to guide you into something that needs you and what you have to offer. Whether it is time or talent or treasure, we can all live a larger life and allow our purpose and our passions to percolate. And so it is. And now I invite you to, if you're willing, close your eyes and join me in that atmosphere and consciousness of prayer. And recognize with me and remember that there is only one power, one presence, one principle, one infinite creative intelligence that is behind, beside, above, below, in front of, and behind everything that I see and everything that I do not see. There is just one divine, perfect, infinite intelligence that I, in this moment, choose to call God, simply because it is the biggest word that I know. I know that this principle, this presence, this love, this infinite intelligence is right where I am, and it is right where you are this morning. You are the substance of the divine, made in the image and likeness of that same creative intelligence that created the stars, the moons, and all of the fish. You are here as an expression of that one, the expression of joy, expression of God. You have within you the spark of purpose, the spark of passion. And so I speak my word for myself and for each one of us here this morning, knowing that that purpose, that passion makes itself known. That somewhere deep within each one of us, there is that still small voice that is telling us, this is yours to do. This is the purpose for which you were created. You're not done yet. And we set aside any criticisms or doubts or fears, and we simply step into that larger life, that purpose for which we were all created, that purpose to express love, to serve each other, and to remember that we are all here by divine appointments. And so I give thanks for this knowing, for this teaching, and for this place that reminds me about this truth so I can carry it out into the world. And I release my word into that infinite law that always says yes. And together we say, and so it is.
He gives good talks, huh? Exactly. A lot of times we are shutting off our own passion. I'm going to jump up on your talk there and tie the song into it. So a lot of times we have trouble attaching ourselves to our passions because we like to point the finger at ourselves and call ourselves names. We like to be mean to ourselves. Or I should say, we are mean to ourselves. We don't like it, but we do it. So if you find yourself in that place where you can't really get a hold of your passion, sing yourself this song. In my eyes, in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, in my life, I have been searching for something, but you are my dream. You're perfect, you're golden, you're light, oh love, you're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. When I breathe, when I swallow, caress I feel. When I oops hold on a second. When I listen, I hear the most beautiful music out of nowhere. You're perfect, you're golden, you're light, oh love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. When I'm sad and dark, shallow and in doubt, when I'm trying my best to put one foot in front of the other, whoa, you're perfect, you're golden, you're the light of my life, you're my love from forever. In your reflection, I'm perfect, but keep looking at you to keep witnessing my perfection in you as me. Oh, I
perfect golden light love.
I got to figure out how to do this without the cord in my way.
Now's that time in our service where we take this opportunity to practice one of our most important spiritual practices, and that is gratitude, and circulation, and giving. So in great gratitude, I just give thanks for every single person who has, since 1978, since it's my birthday, it's kind of the birthday of this place too, has supported this center and allowed it to be here for all this time, for each one of us. And we pay it forward to support it for another 45 years, for the next 45 years, so that's here well on into the future, and supporting our ministry and our teaching and our purpose in the world. That's what I was looking for. All right, so before we, as we invite up our ushers, we are going to say our abundance affirmation. If you're online, you can go to cslbeaumont.org and click the donate button. If you are attached to your cell phone, you can text to give 951-420-6909. And all the ways that you support us with your time, your talent, and your treasure, we are grateful for. So let's say our abundance affirmation together. I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is.
Thank you, God, for everything. 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 Thank you, God, for everything.
So as we close out our service, we like to stand and create a circle around the sanctuary. However, if that's not your thing, feel free to stay right where you are, and we're just going to surround you in love. As we close out our service this morning with our song, You and Me, followed by our closing benediction.
Oh, yeah. Come on. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is.
Place your hand over your heart and repeat after me. There is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all my affairs. I accept it. I give it away. And I live my purpose. Just the way that I am called to be. And just the way that serves the world. And so it is.
Okay, everybody, if there's anybody left outside, please come on in.